getting this cactus just so. This cacti, this oh my blossom. Getting it just so was an awesome feat, I must say. I really want you to see the whole rainbow skirt, but I shan't hurt myself. I shan't hurt myself. But you must see the wealth of rainbow in this skirt. Cody and I have matching ones that we bought at different times at different vintage stores. Two shades of rainbow, but the same exact 70s skirt. Hers is primary colors rainbow. So Cody and I wear these to the carnivals, the local fairs, with hairs whipping from the zipper, and yeah, kids just slippery with cotton candy. So yeah, that's where the rainbow skirt comes in, but obviously it will come in another way. This is a tribute to Q, and Q, you know who you are, and I am so sorry that the letter Q has been blasted and blasphemed in the last year in this fever dream of weirdness where nothing is what it seems. So we got to reclaim Q. We got to reclaim the letter Q because you embody it so well. And I've been meaning to do this since your birthday, and it's past then, as you well may know. This is a fresh harvest, also rainbow here, but lavender just plucked from my garden rows from walking over here. I met my neighbors. This is their wondrous plant here. I'm going to take you on a little bit of a tour, but there's so much to show you. There's so much to say. So this is little harvest from walking over here, walking my way. I wish you saw more of the skirt and less of the bottom of me, but it's okay. I mean, I guess we can change perspective. I had to get that perfect, like you saw the architectural element of that cacti there. So now there we go. It's all swell in the flow. This is a tribute for you. It's a birthday tribute, but also just life. And I miss you, and I want to kiss you. So I wrote this for you, and you'll understand the backdrop soon. I love these neighbors. They help me with so much, and yeah, just in a clutch. What do I do? What do I do? What's my backdrop? I'm so bored with my own stuff, and I get this. Oh, those are beauties. It just, I don't know. I feel really charged over here. Charged up, large and charged, and swirling rainbows. Okay, so let's get to it. Today, 189, 189? Are we at 190? I don't know what day it is. Yeah, I think it's 189. Could be 190. But it's for you, boo. And you know, I love you and miss you. And I wish you so much love, and just wish I could get my hands around you more. Adulthood, it's a bore. Just really takes you from your buddies and your splendifery. I need to find some new epiphanies and spit shine some splendifery back on my shoes and put more magic in my mind and more groove in my behind. You feel me? More groove in my behind. There's a lot of bees in the hive over here. Like there's actually a tremendous amount of bees behind me. Many bees. So let's hope they're all friendly. I think they are. Here's a poem. Happy late birthday, and me loving you and stuff. And we haven't seen each other in forever, and that's tough. But here it is. 'Tis called For Glowing Pearl Dove with Love. Of my collected friends and lovers, there are only 2 huggers who stand out as true champions of the hug. So much so that it becomes a drug you need more frequently than you can get it. You and Lash are 2 such champions. And don't you ever forget it. Your hugs are embedded in my memory, that sensory calm that washes over me when you give me that true Q greeting, meeting me with the warmest whirlpools of connection and reflection they can't teach you in school. and you defy the rules of soul tangibility when you fully embrace me. Strange memory insert. Do you remember that tasty sandwich we made on the road to New Mexico? Sounds so weird, but it was my clear favorite of all travel meals I've made. We sat in the shade of the boiling desert sun and concocted a most odd combination of canned albacore, what was, I'm sure, some very cheap bread, goldfish crackers instead of the standard celery, and dried cranberries. Back then, we were full-blown fairies who knew a little less but carried less, too. We felt more invincible and had less to prove. When playing or staying put or rambling, I always felt in my groove with you. That road trip to your hometown is obviously one that pushes through our other collected memories as especially magical. It was the maiden voyage of our full moon October, Friday the 13th, apple blossom enchanted wands, and taking them with us to the desert felt so fantastical. We were eager rascals in our pajama pants. We never ever passed up an opportunity to dance. We chose various methods of enhancing romance with the cosmos, shall we say. We were fashionable freak flag flyers, always on our way to something interesting. That trip, we slipped into comfy clothes, brought along some sacred books in tow, not knowing what we'd find or come to know. There were no smartphones, so we followed windy maps. We, of course, packed ridiculous heavy jewelry, 'cause bling was not something we neglected. We took a trek into the hotter-than-heck hills with our wands for the thrill of doing mesa magic, when suddenly we were both simultaneously sensing something was off. This was easily one of my most hilarious stories, and I still laugh hearty at the thought of us standing proudly with our new juju tools, with the encouraging sky above us like turquoise air pools. But an officer down on the highway happened to think we were up there breaking some kind of rules, and he came around the bend on a mission. No fooling around. We were startled by the booming sound of his authority voice. He had his hand on his holster, ready to hoist his gun in our direction. I'm sure our startled faces were a reflection of what was actually happening, but he still started off snapping at us in an accusatory manner. "Drop your weapons!" He barked. My thoughts finally collected and sparked to tell me what we were dealing with. He saw us yielding our wands and came to the swift conclusion that we were vagabonds out there brandishing guns. Perhaps some wanted women, all Thelma and Louise, out on the run. Now we can look back at it and have a bit of fun laughing about it, but in the moment we were scared as shit. This officer meant business. Explaining how we talked him down, however, is rather hilarious. I stammered to speak, but said, "I'm sorry, sir, you scared us, but these aren't weapons, they're magic wands." "Sorry, officer, but you've got us all wrong. We're just out here singing songs to the earth and trying to manifest some greater kindness and self-worth in the world. Just a couple of girls doing light magic." Naturally, he was very confused. He took off his hat and scratched his head, less on edge, but still tense and apprehensive. He didn't know how to retort or report back to my sincere combination of sentences. "All right, then," he replied, still processing my response. "I must say that's a new one on me. Didn't mean to put you on the defensive, but usually people out here holding up long objects are shooting illegal guns. But, well..." He laughed a little. Finally relaxing. "You girls have fun. Be safe out here. Careful with those things." That tickled my invisible fairy wings. "Oh, we will be," Q giggled sweetly. Then I hollered back, never one to turn down an ornery opportunity. "We always practice safe magic, officer, sir. You can be sure of that." He hilariously tipped his big Desert Ranger hat at us. Oh, that was a rush. Nearly being booked for looking like badass enchantresses. Now, if that ain't the start of a great novel, I don't know what is. We laughed like kids the rest of the trip. But that day was the one we gave one another sacred names for our spirits. They both are a clear fit, and were given, not self-chosen, but bestowed. I was struck so profoundly by how much you glowed, and the treasure trove you beamed of true hope and love. So you became glowing pearl dove. It slipped over your entire essence like a glove. I, who could never get enough of color and texture and chose to represent a sadly smaller sector, represent a sadly small sector of humans who really believe in transformation and harnessing magic and dancing free. I felt lucky to always be seen by you. You dubbed me rather awesomely Rainbow Cactus Blossom. I was plumb smitten with my new moniker. We felt ready to face adventure and make a stir, to discover cures for boredom and stagnation, and inspire fascination and imaginations galore. There were plenty of challenges in store, but that voyage of discovery really strengthened my soul's core. We romped the great outdoors and did an impromptu photo shoot with our wands and new identities, smiling wholeheartedly, feeling primed and ready to ditch reality and find the route of vanquishing doubt and living more deeply. We watched the moon bless the vast Carlsbad valleys, relived some of your high school memories with fellow cave peeps, beat the heat in the famous gorgeous caverns, unwound old patterns aligned with Saturn and other heavenly bodies, danced naughty to unmatched early aughts hot jams, dug our happy toes in the sand surrounded by strawberry hedgehog, organ pipe, and desert prickly pear cactus accents. Life changed for us quickly. Working shitty jobs, dating user slobs, being robbed of time and peace and mind, and the dreaded pressures of paying rent. We still managed to find one another and puff and huff and vent about the tough stuff. Then summon glowing pearl dove and rainbow cactus blossom and let them take over and strut. We both found ourselves more than occasionally stuck in unforeseen ruts, but we held each other to a standard of finding the time to still just shake our butts and laugh and say, life's crazy, so what? We have love. We have love. The fates shoved some painful stuff onto our plates, but we managed to reconvene for forever friend lady dates. We connected too many We collected bad voice to text translation says we connected. But I know my mind. We collected too many masterpiece days to count, I'm certain. We made the Science Museum the most bumping, damn fun place on Earth. Please don't rain on me. On Earth, danced to so many great concerts in short and flirty and flowing skirts, felt the hurt in a good way after scaling big mountains in a day, marched for peace and equality as global tensions mounted, bounded through snow and insane hail and rain to seek new picturesque beauty, absolutely howled with laughter under full moon after full moon, tuned into each other's actual hearts with the powerful dripping gold stone, found one another when we felt so alone, roamed the streets of San Francisco, kissed the same Irish bloke, but left the second he made mean jokes about my shower singing, heard angelic mermaid bells ringing at sunset on the beach, absorbed over 2 decades of what the other had to teach, reached out for people who didn't reach back, and had the knack to track each other down and heal from that rejection, made excellent vinyl record and outfit selections, shook our mama-given assets, and likely caused a lot of erections. Cried over several scary government elections, made corrections to things we had previously been so certain of, lost and gained and rejoiced and pained and diminished and replenished our voices over love. Saw some silky, wonderful times, and then other times that were downright sandpaper rough. Saw some silky, wonderful times, and then other times that were downright sandpaper rough. Gave one another both tough and gentle love. Glowing pearl dove, you are more than a friend of mine. You are a force within my timeline, a beacon I can find when the world weakens me, a frequency of harmony and care that's there when I can hone in on it. A home, a comfy place to sit and remember, a member of my family, a soul tree that my roots intertwine with, a mind lift, an energy to shift me back to the rainbow I am. My fan and someone I am a true fan of, a love of decades, a vibrant blaze in this dull sprawl, a ball of blazing light and reminder of perfect nights and days we found as we made our way through the pain and play and gentle sway, then being swept away and then led astray, but returning to the better way. All to be able to say, we babes of May lived colorfully and fought the persistent encroaching gray. Do you remember when we used to lay on the kitchen floor, taking turns coaching small stretching sessions in that amazing princess cottage with the hallway that had 7 doors? Surely you remember the not-so-pleasant spiral I entered when that guy at your house centered in on my distress as I slumped in my pretty dress, and he asked aloud, "What's with the fairy in the 7-door hallway?" What a Shakespearean play that night was. Also, the same night I was pleased with myself because I crawled out of my funk by coming up with Operation Waxy Fingers, a way to unite the earth by interviewing people about playing with candle wax. Maybe even creating the Waxy Fingers Singers. Fingers singers. I really thought I'd be the bringer of joy with that one. We rewrote the book on fun in those crazy days, making up a new phase every 7th day and running with it. Such highs and lows, and being in the throes of love, and then terrible heartbreaking splits, and then reinventing the whole bit. We kept the excitement torch lit, all right. Peanut butter pie, late nights, glittery eyes, surprise lessons, messing with reality's fabric, impactful twists, both precious and tragic, increasing our capacity for magic, digging our heels in hard if we wanted something but didn't have it, being mavericks in our own right, fighting against the likes of loser dudes and rude chicks who picked on us, getting gussied up just to stay in, marking our skin with impractical tattoos. You more than me, marking our skin with impractical tattoos, finding views we never knew existed, being used and helping one another resist it, seeing the other's spirit sunken and doing all we could to lift it. Gifts that hit different because you and I both really rock at presents. Trying to remind ourselves and each other to recover bits taken by fakes and those who chose to forsake our sparkle and preventing them from dulling our essence. Exchanging various tests we pass, nipping the bud of whatever was messing with us, seeking new blessings, testing new waters, embracing being wild daughters of the universe, trying and failing and trying and bailing on putting ourselves first, nurturing the thirst within each other to steer the rudder towards the impossible, away from the hostile and nearer to the awe-worthy, and worthwhile. I don't think I have to remind you, but in case I do, Q, you have the very bestest, brightest smile. I'd like to see its natural spotlights more than just once in a great while. It's vile what adulthood does to make distance with those we wish we could embrace more and laugh face to face with more. Q-Bert, Lady Pearl Dove, Boo Bear Sweet. We practically carved out volumes of mythical lore with our spontaneous tour of various spots to plant our dancing feet. Where next should we meet? Let's greet this next decade with more brave road trips, more lacy vintage slips amidst the flowers of the prairies, more good scary, as in not being so wary, weary, and worn down, and more inner fairy, inner showgirl, inner princess twirl, inner get it girl, inner clown. I want to hear the sound of your giggle more, Q. I want to see more rare, oh so fair, glimmering you. There's no eyes like prized gems that compare. From your bouncing fun announcing energy to your prismatic, fantastic, ever-changing color spectrum of hair, I treasure that picture of you by the big wooden alien where your locks are green and you are like a cool machine. Coolness machine. Whew. You're a freaking Drew Barrymore mixed perfectly with a cosmos queen. I always eagerly anticipate what you will present when we find occasion to end up out on the scene. We did some of our best tag team outfit flaunting and dreaming together. I've been lucky enough to have some of your Penny Lane style sweaters handed down to me. When we turned up the fashion heat by multiple degrees, we were far from tame or predictable. We've been such special amigas through all the plot twists and gained and unattained wishes, the potential realizing push and the destabilizing pull. I, the bull, and you, the twin, but us May queens gotta get more bright conjuring, skip replacing, sauntering, glimmer replenishing, confidence refreshing, resplendent, stress diminishing, time in. Find more mountains to explore and lakes to swim. It's been a big win in my life that I met you and instantly found a kindred link winding through us both as a connection of utmost shine. Just don't forget to let glowing pearl dove get behind the wheel in your mind and nudge you to remember there's far more delightful portals for us still to find. Yes, there are. Yes, there are. I gotta get through my show and tell before my phone acts weird. Brought this amazing groovy 60s mod thing that reminds me of you in every way. And I had to show you this. It's an Avon bottle with really bad smelling Avon powder, but just this most magical owl figure. And of course this will instantly remind you because we went to the balloon fiesta together, and of course friends who weather the balloon fiesta together stay together forever. And this bad boy, you remember? And do you remember this bad boy? I used to always wear this little backpack. Young and tender. This was always my little go-getter. And okay, so there's a couple more little reads from the past. Hopefully it doesn't blast me with rain here any moment soon. It keeps saying no chance of rain, and then dang well raining. Spent a lot of time at the Discovery Center together. You will remember. And I just found Telosaurus Flex. This I think maybe I've read before, but I had to read it to you specifically to remind you. Beautiful, yes, beautiful. The Gold Rock time. The time of the Gold Rock. Called The Journey. Anthropolis is a name that I must recall. Sprinter the ant is a good friend of his. Swirl City is a place that they both must visit, where the swirl swivel dance never stops. In the whirlpool hop sack sock hop. There is always more. There is mermaid, lagoon, lounge rocks, and islands for everyone, and gold dripping soul journey rocks. Turquoise trucks to take us anywhere we need to go. 57 mint green cars. Our band, 57 mint green cars. Turquoise trucks to take us anywhere we need to go. Home is where you are, and you'll love again someday. And that's enough for now, I suppose. And it was Momo writing as me. I couldn't write. I was too overwhelmed with emotion. I like this one was from the same trip. Accomplice. Accomplice Reserve. I don't know what this company is, but under Accomplice wrote Cognizant? Coggish. Cognition? Cog. What a trip. And I lost it, but I didn't lose it. How magic is that? That's like a very old dead moth and a Lisa Frank butterfly. You know how we get by with Lisa Frank butterflies. Okay, so these are the pictures I must get in. So this is from when we christened each other. There's glowing pearl dove, perfectly matching herself with her dove shirt, which was after the name. She wasn't wearing it when I named her that, and then she just happened to have this in her luggage. And rainbow cactus blossom. Aren't they babeliciously awesome and just so in their truth and just winning? And then we did this after we had those amazing, very creative tuna sandwiches. We swum swum through a very beautiful lake. I like to make these one. That's fun. I mean, we're in it. We're feeling us young, learning selves. And I know this is gonna like rip your heart right off the shelf and break it, but I picked out Q's dog for her. A friend of mine's dog had puppies, and I knew this one was meant for her. So that's Moon Pie Melaleuca Jones. And Mr. Jones, Mr. Moon Pie, Mr. Jonesy himself, was really a very sacred friend to anyone. He had a crescent moon in his eye and on his butt, like a blue crescent moon. And he's gone where the rainbows are made, but he saved us in a lot of ways. He saved us from like dark, younger parts of ourselves that wanted to give up. I mean, he was a not just a pup, but a true friend. But anyway, here's those girls. Look at that. I mean, with the cactus. Come on. I love it. I love that I'm lucky enough to be here in front of this cactus right now to show it to you. And these were our grips on life. Do you remember when we named them all and christened them all? Flutesia, Cornician. Flutesia's mine, I'm pretty sure. Cornician, Gus, Green Grip, Betty, and Krieger. I mean, that's good. That's good. And I just so happen to have the shirt with the little hedgehog and the little stitchings on it that I was wearing in that picture of Rainbow Cactus Blossom. So I just wanted to quickly show you how truly, terrifically unique, majestical this, like, come on, it keeps going. It keeps going, and it keeps going. And it keeps going. And it keeps going. And there's so many crazy looking bees in it, but I don't even care. I have to be all up in it. And the sky. Oh my. And the sky. And all of it. I needed you to see it. There's like sweet little babies growing. And come on. Wow. I don't know. It's like, I feel so freaking lucky and special that I get to have inspiration of a poem and then have neighbors who love me and are like, yes, you may roam in our really magical land of flowers and like perfectly designed vibes. Perfectly designed vibes. I mean, this is their pond is so beautiful. Everything about this is so beautiful. And she said, make sure you go buy the really special pink flowers. She's like, you'll know them when you see them. Here they are. I really love them. I really love them. And the man who lives here has helped us with many things. He's much older than my mother and I, and has still like made great efforts to help us in our life with things. And he built all of this. He made this. And it amazes me how just full of beauty it is. So I had to fit in like the extra tour and just be sure to give the props for that and tip my hat to the rainbow cactus blossoms and the glowing pearl doves of it all and the love of it all. And it feels really good to give this to you today. The Q greeting, if you guys want to know it, it's extremely enlightening, brightening, soul brightening. It lifts you past like to cloud 11. And it's kiss on the lips, kiss on the forehead, kiss on the cheek, kiss on the cheek, kiss on the lips, kiss on the forehead, kiss on the nose. That just makes you glow. And sometimes you get that repeated. Sometimes if she's really happy to see you and you're in that VIP of the VIP, then you will get a double or a triple that. And it's like, it's pretty fat with a pH type of love. It gets deep into your receptors of battery soul recharge and makes you feel large in a confident way, like living large. So gosh, I love you beyond words, so I just wove some together to try to do it any justice. But this does the trick, doesn't it? So, can't wait till we're hugging, sweet one. And let's go run in the desert and find new fun, or run on the sand, or just, I don't know, get some good finger paints on our hands. Sound like a plan? Love you, Q.